Welcome. It is Saturday night, you guys. We are going to get our celebration on tonight. I brought in some music for us. We are mixing it up a little bit tonight. Everybody grab a glass of wine, grab your Bible, grab a journal, because we are going to have some fun. Yes. Okay, so if you did not get a chance to see what happened earlier, we had some technical glitches this morning. So we are back with our expert guest. And instead of Christ Crowns and Coffee Show, which was supposed to be this morning, we had to mix it up. Tonight, we are going to do wine with Wendy and the Word. Okay, so you guys have to get a glass of wine ready, get your Bibles ready, and get ready to have some fun, all right? So this is normally the Christ Crowns and Coffee Show that happens every Saturday. This is a live IGTV show where we have honest conversations using biblical principles while living in our crowned purpose, and normally indulging in coffee. But tonight, because it's nighttime festivities, we're doing wine instead. All right. So for those of you who don't know, my name is EmmilieLynn Bonura. I am your host for tonight, and I have been living here in California. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a huge Green Bay Packer fan, and I've been living here in California now for 13 years with my amazing husband. We also have two daughters that are 21 and 15. I absolutely love music and singing, and I love to help women, and I love to talk. So that's why I'm here. All right. So we're going to talk tonight about renewing our body. All right. And I have an incredible guest here, you guys. Her name is Wendy Iglasias from Walnut Grove. Sorry, Wendy. California, and she is going to be joining us, you guys. She is so incredible. She has some incredible insights for us. If you are a woman who is 40 or older, she's really going to help us, because as you guys know, at that age, things just start to change a little bit. But overall, she has some incredible insights on food and nutrition. She is a certified nutrition coach. She loves to help women who are looking for positive change and want the second half of their life to be better than ever. Amen, right? And she's going to be sharing how to heal and huddle our bodies for 2021, enabling us to live the desired lifestyle that we were purposed for. Okay, you guys. So really quick, I just want to announce something really fast before we go ahead and have her join us. So right after this, at 7:30, we're going to head over to the private Facebook group, Feminine Faith Lifestyle, where Wendy will be live to answer any of your questions. This is a women's only group. Sorry, guys, but this is a women's only group so that we women can have some honest, real conversations. And so she's going to be joining us over there. Make sure you head over there and join the group Feminine Faith Lifestyle so you can ask Wendy any questions you want. Again, that'll start at 7:30 tonight for about 15 minutes, okay? So I am so excited. Okay, so I just want to bring her in because we've had a very crazy day, both her and I. And so we are going to come at you guys live. If you're just joining us, I see some of you are just joining us now. This is normally Christ Crowns and Coffee in the morning, but because of some glitches this morning, we are now having wine with Wendy and the Word. So grab your Bible, grab some wine, and have some fun with us. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit really quick of a background on Wendy before she joins us, okay? Wendy is 46 and healthier than she has ever been. And she has been married for 19 years and has 2 teenage boys. Oof, God bless you, love. She loves to travel and aspires to lead groups of women on fitcations. I love that. Sign me up. Sharing top tips on how to stay active, on track, and leave your vacation feeling more vibrant, connected, energized, and healthier than ever before. She loves to ride her bike, water ski, dance, run, stand-up paddleboard, and all other outdoor activities. She loves to garden and grow vegetables. Oh, I love vegetables. She has been practicing CPA for 20 years and has recently switched gears to more health and fitness-minded endeavors like personal training and nutritional coaching. No sound. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Anybody else not hear me? Just making sure. Sylvia, you can't hear me, love. My mic is up all the way. Let me know if you guys can't hear me. I have one person that says they can't hear me. So let me know if you guys can hear me or not. And Wendy also wants to let you guys know that she wants women to know that it's never too late to change. She says, I want women to know that they can create a life that they want, even in the smallest ways. We only have one life, and it's meant to be enjoyed, and it's important to honor this one body and life that we are given. Okay. Oh, good. You can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you, Wendy. Sylvia, I'm not sure. Maybe turn up that volume. I'd love for you to join in on this conversation. You guys, I'm going to bring Wendy in right now. We are going to enjoy her company here, and she is going to come on in. I am so excited to finally get to this point.
All right.
Yes.
It worked.
Finally, what a day. What a day. Yep. How is your toe?
Oh my gosh. You know, what a day, right? It's better. I thought I broke it. I really did. But I think I'm okay. So thanks for asking.
Okay.
Because you can't really work out or do much with a. I know. I dropped a full bottle of mouthwash on it, and it split open and just is swollen and sore. But I think I'll be all right. But of course, my first thought is, how am I going to run, or how am I going to do, all the things I need to do? But
it's so funny that tonight. Well, great. I was like, is she coming? I hope she can come. It's so funny because it's funny that we're having a body conversation and you hurt your body today, right? And it's really interesting because I had 2 bunionectomies, one on each foot, a long, long, long time ago. And so it's amazing from even when you hurt your pinky toe to hurt your big toe to hurting your thumb or your pinky on your hand, how every digit, every fiber of our being has a big purpose for us to live our best life, right? And it's not until you break something that you realize, dang, that big toe had purpose.
Yeah, that's right. Pain from purpose. Every time I do get hurt, it is always a good reminder of how precious everything is and how, not to take things for granted, because in a split second, your plans can get changed. And
yes,
just being thankful for our health and our bodies and caring for them when they, are in good health, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So I was saying I'm in my daughter's room. My office downstairs is like in the main level, and so I don't want to disrupt kind of the house, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I'm in my daughter's room, and we've got the fun LED lights in, so it's just kind of fun little Saturday night. I did grab a glass of wine. I'm not sure if you grabbed a glass of wine.
I'm I'm having sparkling water with lemon, but I saw your lemon martini comment, so I'm like,
I love it.
So cheers for making it work.
Cheers. So funny. This morning we had the technical difficulties. So for those of you just joining us now, hello everybody below. We had technical difficulties this morning. So now we're back for Christ crowns and wine instead of coffee. And we are going to talk about recharging our body. And I know, girl, I kid you not, my birthday is next week and I'm going to be 41. And it's like the moment I turned 40 as a woman, my body just was like, okay, I just want to do some fun stuff for you. Right? I mean, isn't that the female way to go, right? And I find it funny because it's almost Valentine's Day. Tomorrow's going to be Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's or Galentines to all of my gal friends out there for sure. And about this time, I would think that most of us who made some type of health resolution may not be quite still on that resolution, or maybe kind of teetering a little bit here and there. So when it's all about making resolutions, I always, like to say to myself and to other people, don't diet, but live in knowledge of nutrition, right? What are some of the craziest diets that you've heard of and some myth busters that you could help us say, hey guys, stop the dieting and, start staying in optimal health?
Yeah. Well, I love the saying that, diets don't work. And I put that in the little notes earlier. Just, die if I eat that. That stress that we put on ourselves of restricting ourselves and just, dieting and that whole concept. So to me, that's like the biggest myth. Putting yourself on a diet versus thinking of it as a lifestyle change of fueling your body with nutritious food and foods that you actually like. And just understanding nutrition, and whether that means you get help from a nutritionist, or general knowledge, or what have you, what your goals are. If you want to lose weight or just feel more vibrant or feel healthy. One of my favorite things is, food is fuel and food is medicine, and everything that we put into our bodies either hurts our bodies or helps or heals our body. And when I first heard that was very eye-opening to me, because it really is every single thing that we put into ourselves is going to do one or the other. So of course there's all kinds of crazy diets. You asked me which crazy ones I've heard of, just everything from, grapefruit and bacon or, right? What have you. And then there's extreme diets. Grapefruit and bacon, yeah, or apple cider vinegar, and all those extreme things where food obviously has different benefits, combining them different ways, all those different things. But the extreme diets are what get me the most, and I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist. I'm a health coach in integrative and nutrition health coaching, and I'm working on my nutrition certification right now. But I'm still not a technical dietitian, but to me, the biggest thing is back to basics and whole foods, consuming whole foods, less processed foods, all of those basic things that sometimes we all forget, when they talk about shopping in the outer aisles at the grocery store, eliminating the processed food, understanding how to read labels, a lot of basic things I think are going to be the most important for the average person.
I love that you brought up eating around the outside of your grocery store. And I think that in today's world, it's so important because everyone, we talked about this in an earlier show, everyone's in the same storm, but a different boat, right? But if you shop smart with your vegetables, a lot of people will go to like the frozen section this is a perfect example. I went the other day to get asparagus, and there was one package there that was like clean and ready for grilling, and it was this beautiful pack of asparagus, and it was like $5. I went over and grabbed a bundle unclean that I had to go home and clean and cut myself, and it was $2.89. And it's making those decisions to be like, wait a minute, you can eat healthy and affordable, but you just have to be smart about it in the grocery store too, because a lot of people say, oh, vegetables are so much more expensive, or, oh, I just don't have the time. I'm sorry, but with Pinterest out there and Google out there, you can find 10-minute recipes and find a way to still eat healthy, especially with things like Daily Harvest now and things like that. There's options out there for us to be able to stay healthy. And I love that you had made that, reminded all of us about, eating your way around, grabbing the vegetables and the fruits and staying away from all the processed stuff. The processed stuff, especially for us, the older we get, it really affects our body a little bit more. And I know this is kind of digressing a little bit, but what have you noticed the older that, we get, how does that processed food really affect us?
Wow. Well, I think, for me personally, my personal story, I developed autoimmune issues right around 39 or 40. And so I went through regular, Western medicine for 2 years, and I didn't really get any answers. And so it was when I went through a naturopath and just looking at my diet, and I was able to, I don't want to say cure, but eliminate, after a struggle of over 2 or 3 years, it really was the diet that changed and eliminated all of the, really terrible side effects from the autoimmune issue. And so that was very eye-opening for me. And that was really the start of my personal health journey. And so, again, I can't answer exactly, scientifically, chemically, how the foods are affecting us. But, right now I'm studying right now just the simple thing of how carbohydrates and how sugars break down and how it balances our hormones or imbalances them. So we really are what we eat, and everybody, bio individuality, we're all very different. So you can't just listen to what your friend tells you they do or what somebody else tells you they do. Something that I really try to help people or talk to people about is tracking everything that they do. And it's not about calories and it's not about that. It's tracking what you're eating and how do you feel? How do you feel mentally? How do you feel, your energy levels? And I think at 40, a lot of my girlfriends and peers my age are developing Hashimoto's, and a lot of autoimmune issues are starting to come forward in their 40s. And, I don't know about that with medication and diet, but I do from the doctors that I follow, the naturopaths and holistic medicine doctors, you can control some things and help some things with nutrition. But yeah, a lot of different things come out, your skin, your energy level, brain fog. I mean, all of these symptoms that I hear from so many women. And really it is our hormones and our food affecting our hormones that really make those, I guess, negative health impacts. And something else, just to think about, a lot of these things don't show up yet. I feel like I was fortunate because my issue showed up in a very bad skin ailment. And so it was visible, right? And so I had to it was all over my face. So I had to do something about it. Where if you're just feeling tired or just feeling brain fog or just not feeling yourself or feeling depressed, those could be food issues, our gut health and all of those things. But because you don't see it, you may not be as likely to be proactive to heal yourself, to heal it. And so there are a lot of things that are going on inside of us that we may not know that can come out later on in life, that, if we don't start to make those healthier choices now.
So good. My husband's a naturopath and he always says fuel in, fuel out. So what you eat and what you consume is what your body will present for you to use, right? And I love that you had said, everybody's body is different. I remember I was trying to lose some weight for this pageant, and a good friend of mine, she was a nutritionist, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to put you on this perfect program. And it was so bad for me now that I'm looking back at it, because I didn't lose any weight. I had a hard time eating the amount of food that she was requesting of me to eat. She was like, well, you're starving yourself. You need to eat more. It was eggs. It was, brown rice. It was broccolis. It was all of this type of food. And my body did not like it. It did not like it at all. I ended up not losing the weight. I felt sick all the time because I just don't eat that much. Like, I love to eat and snack, like every hour on something little. But I'm not one of those people who can just sit down 4 or 5 times a day and eat a meal, right? And I think it's really important, you guys, to just listen to your body. I love what you had said about, when you eat something, maybe document or take a mental note of how it makes you feel afterwards. I've never kind of thought about it that way before. And I just love that analogy, because now I'm going to start really thinking about different foods that I'm eating. I think for me personally, a long time ago had a dairy allergy when I was a kid. And I went and got all the little drops under the tongue and the shots up and down the arm. And they basically were like, you're cured. And I was able to move on and eat dairy. Well, now I'm noticing, now that I'm going to be almost 41, if I have a lot of dairy the day before, like if I have a lot of dairy today, tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be really puffy. Like, I'll have all of this like puffiness. And I'm like, oh gosh, I love cheese so much. And so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. I told my husband, you got to find me a food-based supplement that'll counteract my cheese addiction, because I am from Wisconsin and I am completely addicted to cheese. But I think it's important to actually just to really listen to your body. I love that you had said, take a conscious note after you eat of how you feel afterwards. I think that's really important, especially because we're so unique. Our metabolic and hormonal health kind of goes up and down, especially as women. Because for us as women, we can recognize when our hormones are changing, or if the weather outside is changing, Lord knows, we can sense it all, right? Because of this, what are some best options for women to stay up to date with their body? Like, what are some products that you love to use? And again, this is just what you love, what you've noticed for you and your body. Again, everybody's unique and nobody's here to diagnose, treat, or cure and all of that fun stuff. But it's just natural, our personal experiences. What are some of the things that you did that really helped you become nutritionally balanced for your life?
I would say the number one thing is food. Food and whole foods, but mainly mainly vegetables. Veggies most is hands down to me. Green leafy vegetables. I just read a book called Fiber Fueled, and that was a really great read. Talking about and we are talking a lot more about our gut biome and how kind of it's our second brain and how it affects our immune system, our moods, our overall health. And of course, people have been talking about it for a while, but it's kind of like they're just learning this whole new, universe of information on our health system. And so that book talks a lot about that. But for me, you asked me for me, number one was changing the foods that I eat. And I'm the same way with you, dairy, peanuts, just certain things that you can do a food sensitivity test. It depends on what level you're at. You can always start with your regular practitioner, but sometimes they can't. If you're having health issues or if you're not losing weight or these things that you said, like at your 40s that start to come up, I would always say start with your regular health practitioner and see how they can help you. But I really like naturopaths and holistic medicine doctors and functional medicine doctors. You can get, a hormone panel. With our regular practitioners, they'll do that for you, but really you can even go further. And I don't know too much about this because I haven't done this, but you can get get tested every day for 30 days. So you can see the peaks and valleys of your hormones versus just a one-shot time, which I do a couple times. I've had some issues and I'll go and get that checked. But if that's not helping you, if you're still struggling, there's always steps that you can go further, which leads me to, being your own health advocate. And I just have to say, too, that we're meant to feel good. And I think a lot of women, life is hard. We're busy women working, commuting, all of these things. But we're meant to feel good. And so if we're not, it's time to stand up for yourself and figure it out, figure out what, I want to feel good and what do I need to do that. So for me, food, learning to eat more protein, and also listening to yourself. Women, we need more protein. We need protein for sure. And I don't really take a lot of supplements. I drink a protein shake. It has a lot of superfoods in it. I did just start a new supplement called RN Plus, and I'm kind of excited about it. I have noticed a change in my skin, which is kind of fun to see a change. And that's an anti-aging, which is so weird to start going there, but it's an anti-aging,
I need.
Yeah, I'll give more information on it later because I have noticed, and it's fighting free radicals and just a bunch of other different things. Drinking lots of water. I shoot for 100 ounces a day, and daily movement, daily exercise, getting your blood circulating, and strength training, because a lot of women do cardio to lose weight, and I never lifted a weight until a few years ago. Never. I mean, maybe 3 pounds, at an aerobics class or something. But I started lifting weights, and that's when my body changed. My metabolism changed. And, it's good for our bone structure, our bone density. And it also just makes you feel strong and empowered. So to me, building up my physical strength through strength training, moving daily, and just cleaning up my plate and focusing on whole foods. It's back to basics. It really is basic.
It's back to basics, like Adam and Eve, go pick a fruit off the tree and enjoy, right? No, it's amazing because our bodies, we're given such a beautiful temple to take care of. And it is our responsibility to care and love on our bodies. And I think that, some of the things that you had just said really inspired me, because there's times where I'm really, really good with what I put in my body. And then there's other times where I'm should not have done that. But I think the important part too, though, is we are all human. We all have days, right, where we might fall off that health wagon, but then the next day get back up on it. It's no different with our mindset. It's no different with our faith set. It goes for our body as well. And I think, the biggest myth that I've just recently learned is I always thought cardio was the best way to lose fat. And I've recently seen a few studies, and I won't quote them here or anything just because I don't have them memorized or anything, but I have seen a few studies that are saying more kind of opposite. Cardio is great for heart health, right? And to sweat and to get that blood flowing. But if you really want to lose the weight, is what they, obviously is what they were saying is food and nutrition and weights. And I thought it was interesting because I always grew up thinking that the more cardio you did, the more weight you will lose. And of course you're going to lose weight doing cardio. I'm not saying you're not going to, but it's not, it's so good for your heart. Right. And that's the first step, because we as women, that is a huge issue for women, is heart health. And so it is important to do cardio, but it's also for our bones, for our metabolism, for everything, just so important to lift weights too. And I love yoga, and I love, like the bar. I'm a former dancer, so I love all those, bar methods and things like that, because you get bone, muscle, cardio, you kind of get all of it. But that's me, right? I have a dear best friend of mine who runs marathons, and she's just obsessed with running. And I'm like, you can't get me on a treadmill. Okay. It's just not built for me. Okay. But find what makes you happy when you work out, because there's got to be a way to find, something with weights. Ladies, if you lift weights, it depends on how you lift them. You can be bulky if you do it right, and maybe you could help us out on that. I've seen a few of your workouts and things like that. I know a huge misconception women have is, well, if I use weights, it's going to make me look like a bodybuilder, and get the big muscles. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
No, it's hard to get big muscles for women. And that's the truth of it. And when we hit 30, we start to lose our muscle tissue. I mean, it happens very quickly. And so it really is important to build up that muscle strength through body strength, through like Pilates and things like that, and actually using, free weights. Yeah, definitely.
And what would you say, I look at how we care for our body can also be generational, right? So for me, I look at my genetic family history of, on a health scale from 1 to 10, where's my family at? And I've seen a trend in our family anyways, that's just kind of moving to a little bit of a healthier lifestyle. And I think that it's just so important to know your family history so that you can prevent some of the things that maybe you can break that chain, that genetic chain. For instance, if you have heart disease in your family and you know ahead of time this information where you can take the right vitamins or eat the right foods or work out in the right way that's best for your body, maybe you could, prolong that or lengthen that. There's just, I think, so much power in educating yourself on your family's health history. Do you know, did you talk to your family about you just kind of what your overall family health history is about? Did that help you make any decisions, turning 40 and entering in that second phase of our healthy, fit 40 lifestyle, right? But, did you think about that to say, hey, this was my family's history, this, and this, and I better start addressing some of these things now?
Definitely. I definitely think about, I do have family members that struggle with certain health issues. And I really strongly believe, and it's, pretty much factual, that we can actually, eliminate a lot of chronic diseases through diet and exercise. And it really is simple, back to basics. We really can. And just, losing just 5% of your body weight can give you, a much better likelihood of decreasing the odds that you will develop certain chronic diseases. But yes, I do have close family members that are struggling with health issues, very common health issues for a lot of people. And, I try not to dwell on that. I think positivity and mindset is hands down so important. I did do the 23andMe, and I thought, do I really want to know? Because it'll tell you things that you're highly likely to, get possibly. And I thought, do I really want to know that? Or do I just want to, think positive? Like, that's not going to be me. I don't want to know that. But I did do that test, and I saw some things in there, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep trucking along and doing what I can to be the healthiest that I can be. So there was a lot of premature deaths on one side of my family, and not so much on the other. And I, again, just use that mental game that, hey, I got the genes from the longevity family. But a lot of those family members did things that we, of course, know now not to do, you know, smoking and you know, excessive drinking and eating a lot of red meats and all of those things, and fatty foods and stuff like that, and not moving, exercise.
Yeah. Exercise is so important. You guys, so my dad is, gosh, he's mid-70s now, I believe. His poor body, he's had his body's had a rough life, right? But every day, he's had one mini stroke. But thank you, Jesus, where it happened and how it happened, he's still fully functional. Every now and then he gets dizzy, but for the most part, praise God, it did not affect him too much. Other than he gets tired, he can't do some of the things that he used to be able to do, which is gardening. My dad, oh, you would love it. My dad would have like an acre garden that he would get his till out, and he just would love to grow vegetables. But every morning he gets up, and his mantra is just do. Just do. And so he's like, just go, just get up and go, just do it. Like, just go do it. And he's still going, and he's still moving. And he's like, the moment you stop is the moment your body will stop. And so I just love that little nugget of goodness that every time where I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do anything, I just remember my dad being like, just do it, just go, just do. And I'm like, okay, go, do it. Yes, keep going. So I love that. You know, it's so important for us to take care of our bodies. And so I'm going to be praying over your toe, that I hope your toe gets better, because, oh my gosh.
It will.
Last year, yes, it will. And it's going to be quick, and it's going to be smooth. But we're going to actually head over now to the Facebook page and talk to some ladies over there really fast. If you guys are just watching, you can go ahead and join us over. I have my computer up in the back, so if you're joining kind of last minute, I can go ahead and accept you in the group. But it's for women, feminine faith lifestyle, and Wendy's going to answer any of your guys' questions over there. I just want to thank everyone for their incredible patience for today. Today was a crazy day. Wendy, you may not know this, but I kid you not, our washer spit out water everywhere today. My car didn't start today. The internet was crazy today. Your poor toe broke today.
But we're here.
Like, oh, we're here. Yes, we are, because we're conquerors. So thank you guys so much for we changed Christ Crowns and Coffee tonight for Wine with Wendy and the Word. And so thank you all. Thank you, Wendy. I so appreciate your time today, and thank you for being so patient.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you at Facebook.
Awesome. Sounds good. Bye, everybody. We'll see you over at Facebook. Have a wonderful Saturday night. Bye.